Well, alright everyone, it's been a while since I put a video up. We've had a lot of things going on, obviously. Now we've got all this coronavirus crap going on. Bit of a nightmare, but there you go. Still managing to get a bit done. Yeah, I've managed to get the rubber band on. Bear with me because I'm using a tablet to film this at the moment. Until I get a new camera. See, I've got that welded on there. It went on pretty well. I'm going against the light here, aren't I? But I managed to get it pulled into the side using a piece of channel there which I left on. In fact, this is going to be better for showing you this from the top, I think. I'm going to go up the top and show you. Yeah, it's a better view from the top here. It's a galvanised pipe cut in half. And welded on. And I'll show you how I pulled it in place. I made that bit of channel up there. It tacks on the top edge, tacks on the bottom of the hull, and then with a chisel or a tapered wedge, knock the wedge between there and it pushes the band into the boat. Then tack it and then move along a bit. So I left that on there just to show you that. Yeah, I've been getting quite a bit done. Well, that's that. See, I'm not used to this tablet at all. There's the stern tube in. It still needs cutting off to length, and it actually isn't welded yet. It's in place, and you can just see the stub of the shaft sticking through there. It was all put through so I could get the engine bearers lined up. That's that. So I've been on with that. I've had quite a lot of hold ups though because I'm waiting for bits and pieces getting made. So that's that. Just bear with me shaking about a bit. So the tube's through. That's where it comes through on the inside. Took a bit of cutting that hole in the bottom. It's like an oval shape where the tube comes through. You can't really see here. You can see where it's the oval shape. That bit of framework there needs cutting out. It comes through here. I cut that all in the frame there so I could put a straight edge right through the boat. It was a bit high at first, so that'll need redoing. See, there's some pit marks in that plate over there. I might chop that bit out. That's where it comes through this side. But I've deliberately not welded it in, that's where it goes through that frame there. Partial bulkhead. You can see the shaft sticking through. But all this lot, getting this through, was mainly, I think I mentioned in my last video, is to get these engine bearers in. So they're in now. actually angled. The shaft runs in line with that angle of them engine bearers, and the hole in that bulkhead there is so I can slide the shaft in and out because the rudder's fixed. Well, it can come off, but it means I have to lift the boat up in the air. But so it's only a 3-inch hole. So the engine bearers are in now. The box section I was showing you last time. Shafts there, just bear with us. Also, that bit of bulkhead I showed you there, that wasn't in before. I've put that in. So the box section runs up to that, and it's all welded around that. And that's perfectly level across the top edge of there. Put a couple of frames up to the top. Sorry, I'm going to go in. Okay, I'm going to go on towards the light there. Sorry. There. And I did a lot of these levels and that in here using a laser level. A friend of mine had a DeWalt laser level. I'm very impressed with that. And also got more grit blasting done. So I'm back to here now. I've only got this section to do. There's some repairs there. I'm going to have to sort that out. And that section there. Get in, I'm nearly all the way at the back, and underneath all the back end there, that's already painted. So it's just that section. All that bit of red plate is all brand new back over there, so that's okay. There's my tubs of grit, which I'm reusing. Just getting me on like there. Some bits of plate that I've had to put in. Looks great once you get a bit of paint on it. But I've been blasting underneath all those decks. That hole there will be plated up, but I still use it for running my compressor pipe through. So it's looking a lot better. I've not done this bit yet, but the box section runs from that back frame there all the way along. It's welded into the frames here. It goes up to that bulkhead here. But it's all plated in at the bottom as well, all the way down the hull. So that ain't moving anywhere. This bit of framework here you can see now is where the sump goes, and I might need to do some alterations on that. Not quite sure. Yeah, so that's in. That bit, that there, ignore the rust, that will be getting blasted off. It's curved there, so the bell housing on the engine clears it, and the shaft's just temporarily in place. But with everything going on at the moment, it's very hard to get bits and pieces. Even like our local DIY place or hardware store couldn't get grinding discs and whatever. That was shut for quite a while. The lad who's machining the bushes to go in there, he's been off work, so he can't get that done at the moment. So the old world's struggling. So there's that. Yeah. I'm chuffed the way this has turned out. small hole for the shaft to go through so I can slide the shaft in and out. Obviously when the engine's in I can't do that. But if that shaft needs to come back out again, there's major problems. And the rudder will get dropped off if I get lifted out of the water. Yeah, so I've got a blast in here. Them holes there, drain holes that somebody drilled in before I bought it. I've been doing a bit of pad welding as well, if it'll focus. Just like pit marks, so it wasn't worth cutting the plate out, so just run a bit of weld over the top of it. Places. Bloody light. Let's see what I've ground some off in this. There's some bad pitting there which I've just ground off. A little bit in that corner which I've just put a bit of weld in. We'll have a look outside. Well, managed to get the engine painted, cleaned off, blasted off. That's all there's a coat of paint now. So it's looking a lot better. Show you this. I say it's looking a damn sight better now. Amazing what a coat of paint does. I've got the fuel pump and everything at home. Some painting all that separately. Cover plates off the valve gear, they're all at home. They've been painted up. I think it's going to look well when it gets all its parts back on it. Definitely. I just hope it runs as good as it looks. Man, I have had it started up. I know it runs okay. Smokes a bit, but she's an old engine. I can't remember if I mentioned it before. It's a Gardner 6LC. It produces 193 horsepower and it's at 1,920 odd revs, something like that. So that's painted now. Looking good. The gearbox adapter plate, that's actually made now. It's in my garage. I'm just waiting to do I've got to drill a few holes for the gearbox where it bolts onto it. So that will be in the next video I put up. Hopefully that'll be on. Yeah. So that's that. And the engine, I think it's 1979. In fact, if you look closely there, I'm sure on one of the Facebook pages of these engines, I'm sure that there is the date if you can make it out. 17th of the 4th, 79 possibly? I don't know. Somebody maybe could correct me on that. The engine number on it is around here. And if you can make that out, it's 217986. And the fuel pump actually matches that, so I'm hoping that this engine's been looked after. It came out of a Seddon Atkinson recovery vehicle, so hopefully it hadn't done that many miles. Just had to go and recover broken down trucks. We'll see. But when it runs it had good oil pressure, so time will tell. But at least I can get the parts for that. Unlike the V8 that was originally going to go in it, the Cummins, which was over here. Looking a bit worse for wear, it's on its side at the moment. But that's what was going to go in. But can't get space for it. So that'll be getting sold on as parts. Coming V8, I think it's the 504 model. Yeah. I've nicked the header tank off that, which is over here. Bear with me. Heat exchanger header tank. There you go. So I'll be modifying that to cool that Gardner engine. It'll have to be painted before it goes on, mind. So that's the engine side of things at the moment. Well, been doing a bit more. Had to cut a bit more out there, which was a bit thin. And that bit where I had a straight edge through it, screwed the cable in the way. So I've cut that out, and put a couple of bits of plate in there. Tomorrow's job. So there's one bit just tacked in place there. I'm having to use 2 bits of 50mm, it's about 100mm, because I've ran out of the 100mm flat. But what I'll do is I'll lay them both down together, 2 bits of 50mm, and weld the horizontal one in the middle. I'll do that down and obviously on the bench and grind it off so it looks neat. So slowly getting there, and some of them pit marks I have now filled up. Just bear with me with this tablet, a bit wobbly with it. That's when I've just filled some of the little pit marks up with a bit of the stick welder. Unfortunately, the MIG welder I have, it won't run off the power supply we've got down here. But the little inverter welder I bought from Aldi's works fine, because a MIG welder would have been better for doing all these little pit marks, but there you go, you've got to make do with what you've got. And yeah, there's a load on there. I mean, it looks terrible there, but by the time they're ground off, it won't take long to grind them back. It'll look a lot better. I mean, personally, if I weren't bothered about getting a survey done, I wouldn't bother. I wouldn't have bothered, because there's plenty of thickness where the steel is, but it just looks a bit tidier when it's ground off, and they're not as deep, the pit marks. I mean, in hindsight, when I started doing the boat, the back end here was all totally shot. So, it's a very good view of it. That was totally wrecked from the back there. So that's all been brand new. The frames, even the keel at the back there is all new, all the way to here. In hindsight, I was only given 12 months in this compound originally by certain authorities, and had I had no time restrictions given to me, I would have replaced the full bottom. It was really annoying, to be honest, because I could have replaced the bottom quicker than doing all this, what I'm doing now. Well, there you go. Sometimes things don't go as planned, but slowly getting there. There's some that's ground off there, and they're fine. So tomorrow's job, finish those bits of plate in there. And the other side here, I've done a few on there. It looks bloody dreadful. However, by the time I grind them off and then I get grip blasting done in here and painted, it'll look a damn sight better. And it'll do. But, yeah, there's a big welding gear there. And before I go, something I tripped myself to when I've been grip blasting. falling over, was this AirShield Pro helmet, and a good bit of kit. I mean, it wasn't cheap. I mean, compared to the 3M shield, masks that they do, air-fed ones, they're nearly £1,000 because you buy the mask and then you've got to buy the little filter unit with a motor in it or whatever, and they're nearly £1,000. But that worked out at 234 quid off a company here in the UK on eBay. But it's AirShield Pro. Now, I read a few reviews on it first, and one of the main things that put me off getting one a while ago was the visor. I thought, well, so how visors get marked so easy, it'll just get ruined. But if you look closely there, you can see here, my finger coming into the shot, that bit there is actually stuck on. It's made like that with a sticky on replacement sections here right round it, and they work out about £2 each. It's due for a new one on now. But when I'm blasting, I don't just have that on, I put the blasting hood over the top of that as well, and it's absolutely fantastic. It's air fed and it's got rechargeable battery in it, and it draws the air in through them vents there, through filters, so you're getting clean air, and it doesn't mist up. So one of them I wish I'd bought ages ago when I started doing all the grinding and everything, because believe me, the amount of bits of metal I've had in my eyes and ended up at iron firm getting little bits took out, unreal. In fact, I'm starting to get to know them on first name terms in the hospital there. But there you go. But anyway, yeah, AirShield Pro, cracking bit of kit. Not the cheapest of thing, but if it saves your eyes and you can breathe alright and it's filtered air, brilliant. Anyway, I'm going to get off, get myself home and get some dinner. And hope everyone can take care with all this coronavirus going on. And let's hope everything gets back to normal soon. Thanks for watching. Bye now.